Let's get into it, man, because I know there's a bunch of small carriers out here listening. Let's talk about some of the things that's affecting them and impacting them the most. I want to talk about just the high operating costs of running the truck, right? Running the trucking company these days. Obviously, fuel prices are up, insurance prices. How do we circumvent these things, or how do we be proactive as a company to try to control some of these costs, the cost of fuel? Insurance, right? Like, what can we do in order to control some of these costs and be more profitable, which is ultimately what we want to do?
That's a great question. Let's talk about exactly what you said, controllable. Let's talk about fuel for a little bit, because when you look at fuel as an expense, you think about your truck, and if you do the calculations in your truck is going to consume anywhere between 13,000 to 17,000 gallons of diesel fuel every single year. Okay. There's two things that go into fuel: station selection, right? And then you got consumption. Those are only the two things that you can do to control fuel. Station selection. All right, Rahmel, are we going to go to the 230 over here, or are we going to go across the street to 290? Right. And I know that that's not what diesel prices are. So let me try to put this in the comments. I know it's what y'all about to do.
He don't even know the diesel prices.
Right. Like, don't even do that. But that's the first thing, right? So your goal behind that is, how do you lower the cost it actually costs you once you have to buy the gallons of fuel, right? How do you do that? Having great relationship with fuel card providers, right? Making sure that you're getting the best discount, making sure if you're the owner operator, or your drivers are the ones that are going through, and they properly trip plan between where they're going, and make sure that they're fueling at the appropriate locations to save you on every single dollar, right? An inch of profit, nobody ever lose from an inch of profit. So that's the number one thing, is really, where are you going to go? Where are you going to fuel at? If you have to buy fuel, I got to make sure where I buy fuel is as low as possible.
What's up, y'all? It's Rahmel from Truck and Hustle, and I am super excited to announce that we are finally launching our Truck and Hustle Entrepreneurs Community. This is a place where entrepreneurs just like you can connect, collaborate, partner, and win together. Everybody's been asking me for years, man. They say, Rahmel, you have such a crazy network, all these people who have been on the platform. You need to create something where everybody can come together and work together. And that's what we've done here with the Truck and Hustle Entrepreneurs Community, man. You'll see people from Truck and Hustle along with other business people that you see out there in the world moving and shaking. You guys can collaborate, network together, and win together. Go to the description right now and sign up for our first inaugural event. It's called Contracts and Cash Flow. This event is going to set the tone for your business in 2025. I know we're almost in the second quarter, so we got to hurry up, man. We got to get things moving. So let's make it happen. Click, join the community, and let's go. See you guys in a couple weeks.
And then the second thing, which is the most broad, is the consumption piece. Okay. So when you think about consumption is when you put your foot on the floor, how much diesel fuel does it cost for you to do that? And at what rate are you burning diesel fuel? Today, I remember when I was driving, Rahmel, like 6.5 miles per gallon was a standard industry wide. Everything was manual transmission, man. We were winding them up, whether it's Super 10 or whether it's 13 speed. You take away anywhere between 6.5. Your best trucks are getting 6.8. Okay. Technology's changed now, right? The industry's changed. A lot of these transmissions are automated manuals or automated transmissions. So they put the automatic into a lot of play, and it's made the truck a lot more efficient from a consumption standpoint. So when you look at the difference between 6.5 miles per gallon and you go to something that's 7.5 miles per gallon, that's considerably different, because you think about this. The average truck, if it runs all year long, no major downtime issues, no issues with replacing drivers, whatever, you're going to do about $100,000 a year. All right. So you're going to do about $100,000 a year. And you think about the math, hey, how many gallons of diesel fuel is going to take me to do 100,000 miles at 6.5 miles per gallon? And how many gallons of diesel fuel does it take me to do 100,000 miles at 7.5 miles a gallon? When you do the math on that, the difference is thousands. And then when you start multiplying due to scale, so if you're able to save $4,000 or $5,000 per truck by increasing your miles per gallon on that truck, then you start multiplying it. Then you start putting money in your pocket from the state of efficiency. But you know what the issue is? One of the issues behind that is that when it comes down to a truck, every truck is geared differently. There are different things that drive into that efficiency behind that. But you got to know your truck. And before you buy your equipment, one of the things that, and I remember during COVID, is that people were purchasing equipment that was available, right? Because if you remember, you go past a truck lot during COVID, man, it was like a ghost town. Like there was really nothing there. But when you buy equipment, you got to buy equipment with those things in mind. You got to buy equipment with fuel consumption in mind. At what rate is this truck that I'm buying? At what rate is it going to be consuming? You want to know how you find that out? Don't buy a truck without requesting a J Pro or having somebody run a J Pro diagnostic on it for you. If you read a J Pro, your J Pro is always going to tell you from that computer standpoint, it's going to look back at every single mile on that truck and it's going to tell you how it performed from an efficiency standpoint. So you're going to see the miles per gallon that it had average right there in that on that J Pro. Make sure you do everything that you can to take that efficiency number up, which is your consumption number. You want to make sure that the efficiency of that, the higher the mile per gallon, the better. But in your station selection, you got to drop that down. There are a couple of things that you can do aftermarket, obviously, as well to improve fuel economy. Whether you're putting fairings on the truck, fairings on the trailer, there's a thing called, you can put certain additives in the fuel. You can also put certain outboarded devices on there, like an air dog. Those things are things that can help improve efficiency. And every time that you add incremental improvement on efficiency, that is your number one controllable expense is fuel. And it just, man, it blows my mind sometimes, Rod, when I'm sitting in, I drive efficiency in my car, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm doing the same thing. I'm not in no hurry, man. You know what I'm saying? And dudes be blowing by you, man. And you'll never see a FedEx, a UPS, a JB Hunt, a Swift, Knight, Schneider. You don't see those trucks blowing past you down the highway. You know why? Because that's intentional. It's intentional from
they're governed for that reason. Yep.
And they're governed for a couple of reasons. So you brought up another interesting point. You're talking about, hey, for a small carrier rates, insurance, things like that. Your safety score is 100% of a major component of what you're doing when it comes down to insurance renewal, because you are a liability to that insurance regulator. You're a liability to that insurance underwriter. Whatever you can do to lower that liability, whether you have more driving experience, right? Whether you have no violations, you have a great safety score. That's what it takes for you to take that insurance rate and improve that insurance rate, because you have to showcase that you are less of a liability to that particular carrier. During that, I'll never forget, man, during the COVID years, there were a couple of insurance carriers that just went under. And there was a major one that went under. I won't say it on this podcast, but we can talk about it afterwards. They went under 100%. And you know why they went under? They went under because of the amount of claims, the amount of accidents, the amount of payouts, the amount of cargo claims, because they had so many people that weren't necessarily qualified to do that. So the only thing that they can do to offset when they have to pay out a claim is to increase insurance rates to do that. That is one of those things that, it's not controllable. It's a fixed expense. So you talked about the different expenses. So when you look at your major fixed expenses, your truck is a major fixed expense. Your insurance is a major fixed expense. Your trailer is a major fixed expense. Your variable expenses are your fuel. That's a major variable expense. How much you refuel? That's a variable expense. Your driver pay, that's a variable expense. Those are your variable expense. Your maintenance is a variable expense. So you have to make sure that you segregate your two expenses, understand that your variables are the ones that Rahmel has 100% control of. And you might say, well, I don't have control over fuel. Yeah, you do. To a certain extent, yes, you do. You absolutely do. Because I can tell you slow your truck down. Instead of doing 70, 75, slow it down to 62, 64 during a week and see the difference. And you're like, man, I don't want to be sitting over here. Everybody want to look cool, man. Like, everybody wants to be cool. Everybody wants to, but at the end of the day, man, we running a business, and you got to make decisions that's best for your business. And sometimes the decision to make best for your business is not being cool. And not being cool, obviously, sometimes will pay the bills. And that's the thing that you got to look at. And ultimately, when you look at your costs, you look at your expenses, make sure that you understand that, I think too, that one of the things that during the COVID years that we saw a lot of people said, hey, you know what? Load paying $1,000, fuel's going to cost me $200, $800 in profit. And I always laugh because that's absolutely wrong. And the reason why I say that is because your truck, your wheels, every time that they turn counterclockwise, your expenses are amortized. What do I mean by that? Right? So your steer tires and your drive tires don't know the difference of when it's time to renew your IRP or pay your insurance payment, do they? No. So just like every single mile, a portion of one of your expenses is coming out for every single mile that you're turning. So you run your business as a portion that's coming out. Once you add up all of those little portions, right? Your fuel, your maintenance, your escrow, your ELD, all of those things. Once you add those all up, you get a number that everybody should know as a break even. At that point is when that truck start making a profit, because that is the addition of all your variable and fixed costs into one number that allows you to be able to say, aha, if I want to make 20% profit and my break-even point is $2 a mile, I have to make $2.40 a mile all in 2025 as an average, because I'm going to win some and I'm going to lose some. But for the most part, I got to make sure I get $2.40 a mile, because at that point, I know I'll make a 20% profit. And 20% profit as a business owner is not a bad profit.
That's right.
But you got to be able to make sure that you understand from the dynamics of the number side of it, is that you have to be obsessed. And when I mean be obsessed, you got to be obsessed with the efficiency. You got to be obsessed with the numbers as they go and they come, and you got to make sure you have visibility to them all. Then ultimately, I think when it comes to your biggest cost that a lot of carriers don't consider is really a silent cost, and those are your dead costs, your deadhead operational costs. When your truck moves from point A to point B and it's not getting paid, man, that's your break-even point paying for it. So if you go 100 miles empty, your break-even point is $2. I just paid you $200. You just cost yourself $200. So you got to consider all of those costs. You got to make sure that all of those costs are included. You got to make good decisions. But ultimately, Rod, what it comes down to is the most important thing is that you got to understand that there's variable and there's fixed costs. And those fixed costs are controllable from one time. A fixed cost is controllable one time. What do I mean by that? When I go out and I buy that truck at $900 a week, $1,000 a month, like Adam did on his first truck, that's a decision that I made, right? So I made the decision to make my fixed costs at $3,600 a month at that point. Versus if I shopped around or if I did this and did that and I did my best to get that fixed cost as low as possible from the beginning, then that's something that I can control at the beginning. Fixed costs, you can only control them at certain points. You can control the insurance at renewal and at the time that you sign to get it bound. Those are the only times you can control those costs. Your truck as a fixed cost can only be controlled at one time, whether when you buy it or when you refinance it, or if you choose to refinance, or if you just pay cash, whatever you do. But you only get one time to be able to account for that expense. So ultimately, and I know it was a long answer to your question.
Yeah.
And I apologize, but if you know me by now, I am going to make sure I'm going to give you everything that you need, at least to be able to make the best decision possible. But more importantly, the thing about that is that a true business owner understands that every cost that is associated with your business, whether it be fuel, whether it be the seat, whether it be maintenance, whatever that may be, whatever your subscription costs are, those are things that have to be accounted for on every single time that your truck is moving, or every time that your business is making a cheeseburger, or every time your business is delivering furniture. So you have to make sure you understand what those costs are. Those are your opportunity costs, and you need to understand what that looks like.
100%. Let me put a ribbon on that for anybody who just now listened to all of that you just now put out there. Is there a tool or something that you can give them to help them do that? Because it's not, everybody doesn't know how to just take all those things, break down those costs and make it make sense. So do you have any recommendations?
Yeah, so we got a couple of things. So if one of the things that we haven't kind of dug into is we partnered with Freightways recently, and we created a resource called the Playbook. And within the Playbook, we do have that break-even tool where you can go through all the calculations and all that good stuff, and it allows you to have the opportunity to be on a bi-weekly masterclass where we're talking about business instructions, things like this, and how to run your business. Do it every 2 weeks. It's fun. So yeah, absolutely. I think that's the best resource. So you just go to freightways.com/playbook, and you're able to go there and you can register for our masterclass. And then at that point, we provide you with those tools and everything that you need to be successful. We got operating calculators. We got break-even calculators. We got, hey, is it time for me to trade my truck in calculators? So we got calculators for everything, man. It's making data to make those decisions possible.
All right, y'all, listen, I'm happy to announce that we finally launched our YouTube memberships. Listen, if you want to support Truck and Hustle for all the hard work that we've been doing over the past 5 years, this is where you need to be. As a part of our memberships, number one, you'll get exclusive access to all of our archive content. Number two, we'll be doing at least one live webinar with one of the guests or somebody else from our network that you love to continue to add value to you and your business. Third, we'll be having exclusive behind the scenes content that we shoot and doesn't, make the final cut. So make sure you go check it out. Get that subscription right now and join us, man. TNH forever. Let's go. All right, guys, if you love Truck and Hustle and you love the interviews and the information that we're providing week to week, make sure you like, share, and subscribe to the channel. All right, Hustle fam.